Hi, Phil Benham here, and in this video I want to talk to you a little bit about how we're going to get those templates that I've given you for PerkZilla into WordPress and working correctly. And so as you can see here, this is the final landing page that we're going to be creating, and of course you're going to have to come up with all your text, your image. You could change the background color, the color of the button and everything. So I'll go over all that with you. But the way it works here is instead of using the inline form that PerkZilla gives you, so the code that they give you will kind of magically appear inline on your web page. And one of the things that I wanted to do was enable two-step opt-in for that form. So another way of getting higher conversions. Anyway, so if we click this button, any users that click this button will see a two-step opt-in form here. It's got a title and of course the form. This is the form that PerkZilla gives you. We just style it a little bit differently, and I'll go over that too. Once they fill this out, they're going to see the thank you page, and we'll go to that in just a minute. So the first thing that you want to do is inside of your WordPress installation, as you know, this is just for WordPress, okay? Go to plugins and click add new, right? So all we're going to do here is search for a free plugin called Elementor. So we'll go over here to search and we'll type Elementor, right? And it should come up as Elementor Page Builder. This is it. So if you don't have this installed, go ahead and click Install Now button. Once that's completed, then you'll find that you'll see an Elementor section down here on the left-hand sidebar. So go into Elementor, hover over it, and click My Library. This is where you're going to import the templates that I've given you. So all you do is in My Library, of course, it'll be empty here. Go ahead and click Import Templates, then find the zip file that I've given you, or you can import the JSON files that are in the zip file by themselves. Okay, so anyway, here is the Phil Benham PerkZilla WP template. So I'll click that, and I'll click Import Now. Now, since I already have these two pages, what it's going to do is they're going to duplicate those two pages. So if you notice here, we've got 1 minute ago, and then here's another one, 11:13. That's today. So these two are the ones that I'm just going to delete them now because I don't want them to kind of, overpopulate my template library. But these are the two templates. I already have them here. So I'll go ahead and trash these right now. And while I'm doing that, I like to clean up. So I'll just go straight to my trash and empty the trash as well. All right. So now we go into pages. Now what we're going to do is create those pages, right? So we're going to click Add New very easily. And I'm going to call this, give it a title first. I'm going to call it Demo PerkZilla Templates. Well, I'm going to call this template, and then I'm going to say landing page, because that's what this first one is. Then I'll just click Edit with Elementor. It'll create that page, permalink, and it'll take me into Elementor. Now, I suggest playing around with this. It is an amazing platform. It's got lots of different widgets. Now, they do have a paid version, but some of these things are just amazing. I don't have the paid version yet. I'm probably going to get it soon, but for right now, I haven't needed it. Anyway, so I'm going to go here. Now, Elementor creates this that uses the default template for your theme, whatever that is. And so what we want to do is we want to kind of get rid of all that. So we'll go over here and click this hamburger menu item, and we'll click Page Settings. And we're going to go here to Template, and instead of Default, we're going to choose Elementor Canvas. All right, so what that does is it erases everything on the page. Now the next thing I want to do is add the template, right? So we have the two templates that we've imported. We'll go over here to My Templates, click that, and you'll see the two templates here. So this is the landing page and the thank you page. So we'll go ahead and do the landing page first. I'll click Insert. Of course, I want a yes. And that gives me everything I need. It gives me the two-step opt-in, the button, the form, everything. Now, you'll have my form on here. It's not a form I'm using, so it's okay to play with it. But you won't be able to make any changes, right? Because it's in my PerkZilla account. But let's go ahead and see what's going on here. So here, just click something and you can edit it in line, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to delete that, right? You can edit it in line. You can edit it over here. You can change, anything you want about any of these things. I've done it the best way I think is, that I like it. You can do it however you like it. You can change the background color. The way we do that is we go into the page settings, I believe, and click style. No, of course not. Can't be that easy, right? So we go over here. I think it's up here. And we go to this. And we're going to edit this style for this section. And then here we can change two colors. So if I wanted to say like a blue, and then let's say I wanted this one to be like more of a purple, so I could do that, right? So this is where you change that. So click this little icon here with the section. You're going to edit the section. Then you're going to choose the style tab and edit the background. You can even modify like the angle. It's amazing what you can do with this Elementor. Okay, so anyway, that's that. If you noticed here, it changed my. I don't want to change these colors, and I don't know how to take them back to where they were. But just let's assume they're still green. Now, you probably in this case you want to change the color of the button. So maybe I can do that here. Let's edit the style and then come down to background color. There's two states, the normal and the hover. So maybe I want to have this something like maybe a blue, something to match that blue there. And then the hover probably blue, but maybe a little lighter. Well, yeah. So let's try that, right? So we can go over here and look at it and see what it looks like. I like that. It's okay. So, of course, you want to change all your text. Now, what I've done here is, since I'm talking about some software, I put an image of the software. If you're talking about an ebook, you might want to put the image of your ebook. You're talking about, a video course, maybe put something with, several different video modules on here, an image of it and the inside, something like that. Of course, talk about the main benefits of your course or software or ebook here, and let the rest do the trick. Now, when remember, this is going to be something that we're pulling off PerkZilla, right? So in order to get that, what we want to do is click this little gray box, and it's going to give us this custom HTML that I've created for you, right? So what I want you to do here, instead of editing in this little window, it's going to be kind of tough. Let's go ahead and copy all this to our clipboard on our computer, and then we paste it into some sort of text editor or notepad, whatever. Okay, now if you do that, you'll notice that it gets a little bit more where we can see what's going on here. And we can see here that we have the PerkZilla code starts and PerkZilla code end comments. So in between this area, this div ID blah 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 is what you're gonna get this from PerkZilla. So let's go into PerkZilla. I might have been logged out by now, but let's just see. Okay, so let's see, where is the, it says we're creating a script for you. Okay, so let's see the campaign. It should give me, let me go ahead and refresh this, because it's going to give me some, whoops. Okay, I don't want that. Okay, let me go back. There we go. Okay, so let me go ahead and log in here. And then I'll take this demo. I think this is the one I was using. I'll edit the campaign. And then let's go over here to save and update. And then this is the code. Here we go. So it's given us this code. We'll copy this. And I figure this because I was logged out. And all we do is we paste that in here. Okay, paste. And that's it. Okay. Now, one of the things that I've done is in the two-step opt-in, the pop-up that comes up, I have some, let me just show you, I guess. When they click it, that's it there. So they click this, there's this pop-up, and of course here's some text. Now this text is going to be specific to your campaign. In this case, enter your name and email to get notified about your early bird access to LeadCoDino. So whatever it is that you want, that you're promoting here, put that here, right? I also had this text, or enter your details to check your status, because in my case, folks are going to be checking their status to find out where they are on a leaderboard, right? And they want to get access to the software, or to a 50% discount. But anyway, I'm not telling them about that here. All I'm doing is getting them to opt in for this early access, right? So I don't want to tell them about a contest that I'm running here. All I want them to do is focus on opting in for the early bird access. Now, most people won't understand what this check your status is until they get an email explaining everything, but let's just keep it that way for now. Now, this form comes from your PerkZilla account. So when you paste that code in here, that's going to pull up that form. Here's the content where you can change the title of that opt-in box. So here it is. Enter your name and email to get notified about your early bird access to LeadCoDino. You'll definitely want to change this. Now, if you wanted to change the color of it, things like that, you can do that here with the font size. I mean, I wouldn't mess with any of this stuff, but you can if you want, right? Now, all of this is specific to the form that PerkZilla gives us. We're just styling it a little bit differently. All right, so you don't have to mess with any of this. All you have to do is push your code in here and change the content for that top opt-in box, right? That popover box, the top of it, right? The title. And that's it. Once you've done that, copy this, paste it back here, click save, and you're good to go, right? Of course, you want to modify all this text here to suit your campaign. Now, if you'll notice, there's another gray box down here. Please, 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 whatever you do, don't mess with this. Don't even click it. I just clicked it. Don't click it, okay? This is where, all of the styling for the modal box and all that good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here that, it's very specific to this, the way this works. So you want to make sure you don't mess with it at all. Once you're done here, you've saved it, go ahead and exit out of it. You can view the page. So this is the page here. It's not published yet, but you notice here's the different colors and whatever. Here's the button. It does work with everything, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close that out. I'm going to go to the dashboard, and if you'll notice, this kind of goes over it, so just click that if you don't see this. So hit the X, go to dashboard. We're done with this, right? So I do want to publish it. So here on my dashboard, go ahead and click publish, right? Now, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to publish this because I don't need it right now. I already have one. But what I will do is I'm going to go back to all pages. And here's another thing we can do. Add new. We're going to go do the thank you page now. Now, inside of PerkZilla, to make that happen, you want to go to form settings. This is where, of course, you change the color of your button too, and the get notifications, whatever text you want it to say. You would say that you'll type that here, the button label. But the other thing you want to do is hit this tracking page URL, turn it on. If you'll notice, if we hover over this, it says redirects user to a separate page for tracking purposes. Make sure to post the widget on both pages, right? So that's what we're going to do. Because we're using a two-step opt-in, I want people to, once they opt in, I want them to see a thank you page. And the thank you page is very specific for a reason. Okay? So what I'm going to do is once I create that thank you page, I'm going to come back over here and pop that in here as a URL. But let's create it first. So we'll add new. Okay, so it's the same process as before. We're going to call this demo PerkZilla template and then we're going to call this thank you. Okay, now I'll click edit with Elementor. It'll create the page and take us into Elementor, same as before. Again, that gives me the default template for the theme I'm using. So I want to click this hamburger icon, page settings, template, Elementor canvas. Now it's fresh. And now I want to add the template because I've given you two templates, one for the landing and one for the thank you. Go to my templates. We're going to get the thank you page and we're going to insert it. And there you go. So this is the thank you page. Now notice it'll show the form here. Okay, so but in other cases, once people enter their form on the first page and they come and then PerkZilla redirects them to this page, they won't see this form. They'll see something else. And it depends on what they're seeing. Okay. So anyway, also below I use the same image. I use the same text that I was using before to explain whatever it is I'm offering here. But let's look at this for a second. Congratulations, they just opted in, right, for the early bird access. So stay tuned to your email for early bird access. So now we're giving them what they just opted in for, but I'm also giving them now a way to get a 50% discount. So now invite your friends. So I'm giving them another incentive to share, right? So the sharing options are going to be on this page. Invite your friends to get a 50% discount on LeetCode Dino when early bird access is available. Now, if we'll click this, this is where we're putting that form code again. Remember it told us to put it on both pages? Let's go ahead and get all of this. Copy. I'm going to take it back over here into my text editor. And I'm going to paste it. And that's what I'm trying to get from. It's the same code as before, but I want to make sure that this is replaced with my code from PerkZilla. And remember where we get that is over here on the save and update. And then we grab that code right there. Okay? That's what we're going to put in there, copy it, and paste it back in here, and it'll be there. You don't want to mess with anything else on here except for, of course, your text, your colors, your logo, whatever else you want to mess with. Be sure to change the links on your terms and conditions of privacy if you're running ads, or delete this if you want. So there we go. We'll go ahead and click save, right? Now, what I want to do is kind of test this, but I'm not going to test the ones I just did. I'm going to test the others because I don't want to create this again. Remember, I'm just doing this for your benefit. So all you have to do is click that little white area, paste it in, modify everything, you're done. So we'll go back to pages, and I'm going to delete these two demos. All right, so let me just delete those real quick, and then we'll take you through the process of what it might look like. Okay, so let's go to the first page, which is the landing page. Now I have it here as PerkZilla bonus template. I'm going to open this in a new tab. All right, so there it is. I'm going to click yes, notify me, and I'll put in Joe. And then I'm going to type in an email, click get notifications. Now, because that email has already been used, now this is something really important to think about. Remember it says check your status, enter your details, check your status. If that email has already been used, it's going to show that email what's going on with them. They are already an influencer. They need just 3 referrals to get that 50% discount. They have 0. In order to get more referrals, hit this link or share with these sharing icons. Now, that's going to come from PerkZilla on this on-screen messages. This is going to be the already signed up message, right? So once they've signed up, this is the message they're going to see. And if they enter their name and their email address into there, they've already been signed up. This is what they're going to see. So now let's go ahead and refresh this and use one that hasn't been used. And I'm just going to use a fake email. I don't know. So Joe Blow at Gmail. And I'm sorry, this guy probably gets all kinds of email. Get notifications, no subscriptions in progress. It's giving me that thank you page. Now, this message, right, comes from PerkZilla again, but this is the welcome message. So once they have opted in, put their name and email into the form, they're going to see this. Remember, we're setting it up to where it's a tracking page URL. We're redirecting users, so this is where that redirection happens. And then, of course, they see this welcome message. And that's what just happened here. So here's the thank you page. Congratulations. Invite your friends. This portion is all coming from PerkZilla. And then, of course, this is what you had below, explaining what it is they're opting in for, or explaining the software, or whatever it is, right, that you need to explain. So hopefully that helps. It looks like we've gotten both of them up and they're both running. You know how to change the colors. You know how to change the, the content. You know how to put your PerkZilla codes on both those pages, the landing page and thank you page. You know how to modify the form settings here. You know where the on-screen messages are coming from, what's going on there. All the rest of the stuff is very specific to PerkZilla, and I won't go into that. They have plenty of training themselves, but this is for your templates that you received when you purchased PerkZilla through my affiliate link. First of all, and again, probably most importantly, thank you for purchasing through my link, and hopefully these templates will help you get running as soon as possible. Again, Phil Benham here. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in other videos.